We're starting things off with a conversation about aging. Spoiler alert, it happens to all of us, but there's a special kind of pressure for women to not show their age, to age gracefully, and to always present as younger. So we've brought together a powerhouse panel to talk about what it means in today's society to age naturally. I'm so excited about this panel. Welcome to our own Dr. Marjorie Dixon, venture capitalist and entrepreneur Arlene Dickinson, and fashion icon Jeanne Beker. Welcome, ladies. I'm going to start with each of you telling me your age and how you feel right now at this stage. Jeanne, you're up first. You're weeks away from a big birthday, right?
I certainly am. I'm going to be 70 on March the 19th, and I'm very much looking forward to this next chapter because the last one was so incredible. And I really do believe that as we become more comfortable with ourselves and more secure in our own skins and more hipper almost, and certainly wiser, life just gets a whole lot better.
It sure does. And empowering, Jeanne. All of those good things. I'm going to go over to Arlene now. Arlene, you're 65. What's your view on aging?
What's my view on aging? Listen, I think it's a privilege to age. I think it's just exactly, if we think about it any other way, then it's a mistake. It's such an opportunity to be able to live experiences, to be able to draw on your past and still understand kind of who you are. It's a privilege. And so for me, aging is something that I'm super excited about being able to do because it beats what's in second place, as they say. And, Tracy, my birth certificate says I'm 65, but am I really?
I have this disconnect. I'm 47, and it's like, in my heart of hearts, I used to be stuck on 27. Now I'm stuck on about 37. Like, that's sort of how I feel. So I don't know. Are you really 65? Maybe not. But when I thought of this show, I thought of all three of you immediately because all three of you lean into your aging so beautifully and powerfully. So I want to go to Marjorie now. How old are you, and what's your view on aging?
So I just turned 48, which felt interesting because I didn't really connect with it, but I love it. Like, I think it's exhilarating. I would never, ever, ever a gajillion, kabillion times ever go back. I feel like I'm coming into my own. From a professional perspective, a lot has happened. I've birthed a small nation of people. I grew a business. I have other doctors working with me. We're kind of changing the landscape of women's health. We don't take stock enough. I'm like, if that was the last 48, I can't wait for the next 48. And I can wear what I want. People don't like it. Your neck rotates. Look away. Like, it's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And there is that disconnect between how we see ourselves as we age and how society views us, I feel anyways. So, Arlene, do you think society supports women aging naturally?
No, not really. I mean, unlike men as they age are kind of, they are likened to like fine wine. They get better with age. And women are being kind of relegated to, if you have, if you're sagging, if you're getting wrinkles, if you're getting older, then somehow you're not good enough. And you have this belief that age is actually working against you in terms of your value to society. And I think that's just BS. I mean, listen, every wrinkle I've got is a result of sharing an experience of laughter, of joy, of sorrow, all of the things that we experience in life. And, it's not to say, Tracy, that if, you don't like the way you look, if you're unhappy with how you look and you want to get your skin smoothed or your hair dyed or whatever like that, that's totally your call. But do it because of your desire to have those things, not because of society's norms that expect us to look different at a certain age. I mean, really, this is about doing what feels right for yourself. And I think with age, you start to believe in that a lot more, and you start to put society's norms behind you and go, you know what, I can do what I want to do to make myself feel better. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, let's get into the cosmetic surgery, actually, because, Arlene, you made a good point about that. If you feel like there's something you want to change on yourself because you want to change it, you should go ahead and do it, but don't do it because society tells you that you should. So did you ever feel that you needed to make yourself look younger to fit into a job or a relationship? This one's for you, Jeanne, because you've written about having a female boss tell you were looking a little tired on camera. I'm hitting that age where people are going to start telling me, Tracy, you're looking a little tired, because my
You're lucky.
eyes are not what they looked like when I started hosting this show. And so what? Like, I've had a lot of early mornings. I've had a lot of wine. Like, it's okay. But tell me about your story, Jeanne.
Well, I was only 39, much younger than you, when my supervising producer, a very lovely woman who was also a friend of mine, said, she called me into her office and she said, I got to tell you something, and your sister wouldn't tell you, and your best friend wouldn't tell you, and your mother wouldn't tell you, and your husband wouldn't tell you, but you're really looking a little tired on camera, and I think you should get an eye job. And it was at a time when a lot of people at the station, City TV, the old City TV, were thinking that way, I guess. The people that worked on that show, Cityline, at the time were all, celebrating the idea of plastic surgery. And I thought, well, gosh, maybe she has something there. And, I looked at myself and I said, yeah, maybe my eyes do look a little puffy. So I went and I got an eye job. And immediately afterwards, I thought, what have I done? This is like, I've sinned or something. There's got to be something in the Bible that says, thou shalt not mutilate yourself that way. So I was really freaked out. However, as I started to heal, and I thought, okay, I still look okay. And I thought maybe slightly the, eye shape had changed, but, if it was going to give me more longevity in the business, I was okay with it. As the years have rolled by, I don't feel under that kind of pressure at all. I do feel that certain kinds of cosmetic enhancements probably will give you more longevity on camera. I'm one of the oldest women still working in television in this country. Yes, very, very few people as old as me still on camera. I mean, remember Jane Fonda once said that she felt that having plastic surgery added 10 years to her career. So, okay, I mean, she's always a gorgeous woman, and, with or without the surgery. I don't know. I don't want to, be an advocate of that kind of thing. But if you are in the business that we're in, where it is so much, sadly too much, about superficial image, it is something that you want to, maybe think about. I don't know. I mean, I do Botox. I have for a long time, and I've talked about that once before in the media, and all kinds of people came down on me. And why are you promoting this? I don't want to promote anything for anyone else. This is all very personal stuff. I just hate it when people stop looking like themselves. And I've seen a lot of that in this business, and that is unattractive and scary.
You know what? I always say never say never. I say never say never, and everyone should do what's right for them. And I know, Arlene, you have a similar story. And I don't know if it's the TV business that sort of prompted you to make changes. What was it?
It was a combination of, I was in a relationship with a younger man and the TV business. So I felt like this double whammy of feeling my age. But funny enough, Tracy, I actually felt that pressure when I was quite a bit younger than I am now. It was like maybe 15 or more years ago that I did that. And I had eyelid surgery done, and I had just under my chin done. And, I did it. And then as soon as I did it, I thought, okay, so now what? Do I have to keep doing these things? I haven't done Botox. I haven't done anything since, because that's just not the role model I wanted to be. Not because I'm judging anybody else. It's your body, it's your face, it's your life. You do what you want and what makes you feel happy. But for me, it was just not the thing that I needed. I didn't want to have to feel like I had to keep up with, my boyfriend or what TV expected of me. And I wanted to just be myself. But, listen, when you're on television, people have an image of you, and they have an expectation of you, and they expect you to look a certain way. And when you do anything, when I cut my hair, when I dye my hair, when I do anything, I get comments. And I don't know why people feel they have the need to comment on how you look, but they sure do. And you just have to let it roll off your back and go, I'm going to be the best I can be for me, and live with it. But yeah, I wouldn't go and get more surgery done again, but that's just me.
Yeah, I feel your pain in the sense that the public feels that they kind of own you to a certain extent. I'm going to keep the face I got and do whatever I need to do to make myself feel good in this space. But I want to share this caption from Denatured Journal. It's a satirical scientific journal that reads, "These military engineers created an invisibility cloak made entirely out of women over 40. Now, this is a sad statement on how aging women are viewed. In other parts of the world, older women are respected and honored for their knowledge and their experiences. Our North American society tends to push older people aside and not really recognize the wisdom that we have created over all of these years on Earth. As you've gotten older, Marjorie, have you experienced ageism at all?
Yeah, well, look, sometimes people think I'm younger than I am. And then I get so who actually is the boss? And are you sure? Does somebody own you? I get that all the time, which I might not get if I was a similarly aged maler, grayer, right? Like I can't control the way I look. I've experienced it the other way. But I'm sure, like death and taxes and menopause, this I will experience too as I age. But how I feel about it is so fundamentally different by virtue of the fact that I've had a tremendous amount of life packed into this with a lot of adversity, and recognize that what matters is resiliency and grit and the things that you learn as you grow and you move forward. It's an evolution. It's a tremendous experience to live life as a woman who has kind of moved things forward in whatever industry you're in. I'm in medicine, so it matters what your brain does. It doesn't so much matter what you look like, but you're right. Getting on TV made people say things to be like, you look way prettier in person than on television. And you're like, what? Like people just feel, but I think it's also an opportunity to educate.
Yeah, we should really do a course on all the things you shouldn't say. So I get, oh my gosh, you're way better in real life. And, oh my gosh, you're so much fatter on the show than you are in real life. It's like, thank you. Okay, I have one more question because we've gone way over time because it's worth it. This should be a whole hour long conversation. And this is, Arlene, for you. Have you experienced ageism at all?
Yeah, I think most women are going to experience ageism, whether it's because you're younger and people look at you and say, oh, you're too young, you can't have enough experience, so that's ageism. Or when you're older, you can feel irrelevant and you get told you're irrelevant because you don't understand what's going on in the world today, which is just not true. So I think what's really important at the end of the day when we think about ageism is that we have to strip away all the noise and think about the characteristics of a human. Are they good? Do they have great experiences? Do they have values that matter? Do they have purpose? Do they have passion? When you get to that essence of a person, age just is a number.
Because we all contain multitudes, and age is just one of the things on the list of a billion things that we're all about. So I love all three of you, and I love that you bring to the table, and I love how you're living your lives unapologetically, because that's what we need to be doing. That's what my daughter needs to see. That's what my son needs to see. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's an important and very inspirational chat. Thank you, Marjorie, Jeanne, and Arlene.